So I'm working on the inside back panel. Here's the front. So I'm trying to figure out how to do this waterfall. So we're going to be starting with this piece from the 8x8. First thing you're going to do, you're going to cut off the sides. Now where I cut my sides off, and I've already cut them, but let me just show you the line you're going to be following. This focuses. So see this black dot here? Is that focusing? Is that even focusing? And then you have just that gold edge right there. That is what you're aiming for, is that gold edge. See that gold edge here? So you're going to be cutting down and following that gold edge down on both sides. That will give you a piece that is, it should be around 6 1/8, give or take. I mean, around 6 1/8. That's what you're aiming for, 6 1/8. So that's where the cut is, if you can see it on both sides. From the top, so you've cut the sides off all the way down. And from the top, you're going to cut an 1-inch piece. So this is just a 1-inch piece right there, cut from the top. And then you can see the wings of the dragon right there. So that's the 1-inch piece. So that's going to be up here. Now the rest of this, we are going to be forming our waterfall. So once you have your paper cut, you are going to cut, I believe, 4 pieces. I'm not quite sure. 6 1/4 inches wide by 5 1/4 inches tall. And this is going to form our waterfall. So you cut those, and then you're going to put it in with the 5 1/4 inch side on top. And I scored 1/2 inch, and I do it from this side. So that's going to be 4 3/4. So do that. Fold and burnish all your pieces. And then I'm going to be building this not on here, but on another piece of black cardstock. So get your pieces cut, get this cut, and then we'll figure out how we're going to be doing this. Oh my gosh, so here I cut my 4 pieces, 6 1/4 by 5 1/4, and scored them. So we have the 1/2 inch up here, so we're going to have our waterfall going in this direction. And then I just cut this piece that is 6 1/4 inches wide, and this is where I'm going to be building my waterfall. So I'm going to be putting one piece here. That way I have this edge to line up with, and I know I'm going straight. So that's what I'm going to do. This part we can trim off once we get our waterfall adhered, but for now, I'm going to be using tape. So I need to get my head way down here. And you guys know how to build the waterfall. Once you get the first piece in, you just butt up the next piece up to that 1/2 inch border. And I'm going to be doing that, and I'll be right back. So I've cut my pieces here. So this is the first piece you're going to cut. Remember, this is 4 1/4 inches long. 4 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 4 5/8. After that, then you just cut 1, 2, 3 1/2 inch strips. So cut this one off, and then 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. So 3 strips. So that'll take care of your 3 other flaps. So you have 4 total flaps, and then this is the bottom piece. This is where you should be ending up with your bottom piece. That's going to be like this. So I am not going to be adhering this down yet because I might be putting a magnet under here. But go ahead and ink the edges on these. And I can put these down. Yes, can I put those down? Yes, I can put these down. This one I'm just going to adhere with some removable tape or glue, just so I have it there. But then I can remove it if I need to put a magnet under here, because we have to figure out our closure if we're going to have one for this. So I have the waterfall in 1, 2, 3, 4 flaps. Hopefully you got these in the right order. I had this one here and this one here. Had to take them off, had to redo it. It was a mess because I used glue, and I always use tape, but I thought, well, I could just, anyway, it's done. Just be mindful when you put yours down, you get them in the right order, and I thought I had. Anyway, so next what we're going to do is, so we got these all in, and then here was the bottom strip, that last flap. Just butt it right up there like that. Let's see if that's what I want to do. So that's going to be like this. And here was the other one. Here was the top piece. There's the part of the dragon wings. So I put it on a piece of black cardstock that is, I think, 6 1/4. Yeah, 6 1/4, because this is 6 1/4, right? Yes, 6 1/4 inches wide, and then just a little bit longer than the mat itself. And that's going to kind of slip under this, so it butts up against it also, like that. Let me get these out of the way so I can see where I am. So it's going to be like that. This is going to butt under here. I'm going to tape this together so I can get a better idea of how it's going to fit. It's going to be like that. This is going to be down here, and I will fit it, but it looks like it's going to make the total length here. So I'm going to put this, tape this up, and get this situated so I get it 8 inches tall. Okay, it's past midnight and I'm still here. So I have, here's our waterfall. I attached this upper piece with some washi tape, so it's all one piece now. And then I cut this whole thing. Here was the piece that we built it on, though I cut this to 8 1/8, so it's exactly the same size as the folio. So what I decided to do was to add, I'm going to be adding a magnet here. Now I cut off this circle. This is punched out from right here. This is the 12 by 12, and I just used my 1-inch circle punch and punched that out. And then I backed it on some black cardstock, and I mounted it on a piece of, this is 85-pound cardstock. It's basically 1 inch wide. I'm pretty sure it's maybe not quite 1 inch, but it's, yeah, it's like almost 1 inch wide. So this is going to go in the center. So I marked my center, and here's the center here. And I cut this piece real long. You can see I've already mounted it on the back of my circle. But this piece is like 5, not quite 5.5. Doesn't matter, excuse me. Doesn't matter how long it is, because you're going to be scoring it and then folding it back. So this is going to go under here. Where I want it positioned was under this little, that's a little fairy, underneath her hand. So it looks like her hand is over that little circle, like that. So once I found that, I just marked it with a pencil, and then I put it in the scoreboard and scored it. So that's going to go there. Make sure it's all straight. And then I'm going to just adhere it on the back side back here. So that will be nice and secure. So once I get that on, I can remove this piece. This is just held on by my repositional glue stick. So I'm going to just take this off, and then I could figure out where the magnets are going to go. So let me take this off. So you know how to do this. So this is going to go here. Then we'll just drop it down, and I'm going to transfer a magnet here. For the, where is it? This is the bottom piece. This is one of the pieces we cut off from the side here, from the 8x8. So I am using this. This is like 7/8 of an inch. That is going to go under here, like that. And what I did with this circle here is I mounted it on 110-pound cardstock, and then I glued this 85-pound cardstock, this piece, kind of in the center so it wouldn't be sticking out, because this is like 1 inch diameter, so it wouldn't be sticking out. So it's kind of like that. And once I got this adhered down, I put my magnet there. So that is that piece. This is going to be, this is the 7/8 inch piece that we cut off here and turned over. That's going to go under here. Have to cut it to size. And then where is this piece? This is from the 12x12. I'm not sure. It's one of the cutout sheets. You'll find it. I don't have mine with me, but this is from one of the 12x12s. It has this on the back. That is going to go in the center here, like that. So first what I'm going to do is get my magnet transferred over, get this situated, get this affixed, and then put this paper back on again. So I have my magnetic closure in, and this has been covered, this has been covered. I might add a different color to that, but for now that is fine. This has been added in the back. I've taped up where I put the rest of this piece in the back, and it's ready to go in. I put in these little strips. These were the leftover from the size that we cut off. I just got one of them. Let me show you. I just got one of these, and I just tried to cut it in half, and I didn't do a very good job, but we only need a little sliver of them, so I just put those down the side. These are obviously 8 inches, and then this is going to be centered top to bottom, and this is going to go in like that. And then this will finally be done. I still need to add some strips over these 1/2 inch pieces here and something down here, but do that later. almost done with this waterfall. So I put this piece on first. Remember, it was just washi taped up here, so I was able to remove it. Got that lined up, and then dry fit it once again to make sure it did all line up, and it does. And all I'm going to do is butt this edge up to the lip of where this is. So we have our dragon, part of the dragon up there, and I'm going to adhere this down, and we'll finally be done with this waterfall. So now we're doing the back of the waterfall. So all the way, that last piece on the end of the waterfall, the back page, you are going to get, this is from the 12 by 12, and it is this card from the 12 by 12, the one with the bird. Basically, I just cut it out. Let me get a background. You can see how I cut it out, like that. So I just used an X-Acto knife and cut it out like that. So it's just beyond, you got the dots here and the dots here and a little bit. And so it's about 5/8 of an inch, is that right? 5/8 of an inch, 4/8, 5/8 of an inch border all the way around. But you can see where it was cut. So that part was cut out. And then you're going to back it, put inside this page from the 8 by 8. Just cut a piece. This, I think this is basically 4 by 6. Yeah, 6 by 4. Ink the edges. I got to ink the edges still. And then you're going to cut out a piece that's a little less than 4 by 6, and you're going to adhere it to the back of this. So that's going to be like that. Then you're going to get this card, and this is from the 8 by 8. Remember, this is from the 12 by 12. This is from the 8 by 8, and that's going to go in like that. So that will be something like this, and I think that looks very good. Happily ever after. So that is our end bit. So we finish off our folio with happily ever after. Then what do we put here? My initial thought was, where did it go? Where did my initial thought go? I love this paper, but I have not used it at all. I love all these little circles, and I use them everywhere. My initial thought was that's going to go back in here, like that. So you just cut a piece that goes over this 1/2 inch edge here, goes down into this piece down here. I didn't adhere this all the way down, so it's like that. So my initial thought was to have this back in here like this. I thought that was beautiful. It looks calm. It looks like the moon. These look more like planets, the moons. It's just a calming environment. Happily ever after, like that. And I was going to put my tape on, and then I turned it over, and I thought, well, I wonder what that looks like. And of course, it looks nice too. That looks like this. So if you like the brightness, that will work. That looks beautiful too. And it's not what I had in mind, because to me it was too much light, because it's the end of the story, and I wanted more like a nighttime scene, and this was giving me my nighttime scene. So I think I'm going to do this, but I don't know. I might just leave it for now and see what I think of in a few days. But I'll get the card built, and this is ready to go. It can go either way. So that's up to you how you want to do this back piece.